Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach, and I just want to give you a 10-minute preview of this new level that we have, DCI level 4, a new one called The Secret to Great Relationships. And, you know, there's 3 kinds of relationships that we don't think about a lot. Of course, we have our family relationships. Of course, we have our business relationships. But there are 3 other kinds of relationships that are going on that we don't think about too much. But if we could learn about them, and if we could learn how to make them beautiful and successful, then we would be completely different people. And we would be much happier, and we would be much more successful in the world. Even just financially, we'd be much more successful. The first kind of relationship I'd like to talk about is this metaverse relationship, okay? And here you see the virus, which kind of pushed us all into the metaverse. Certainly it pushed me into the metaverse. I used to go around the world. I used to live on an airplane and go to many countries, do many events in person. And then it was a big shock when the virus came. My in-person business collapsed, and I was forced into the metaverse. And I think it happened to a lot of us. And here you can see this business guy. He's kind of responding to the virus, forcing him into the metaverse. In the next picture here, this is my favorite image from DCI Advanced Level 1. And DCI Advanced Level 1, which we first introduced in January of this year, it was all about problem solving. Like when a problem comes to you, how do you fix it? And what we said was, don't just fix problems, but find a way to turn a problem into a masterpiece. So this lady is not a painter. She's not an artist. She's a business person, or she has a family, and some big problem came up in her life, and she's painting a masterpiece out of this problem. So it's not just dealing with problems. It's not even just solving problems. It's grabbing a problem and using that energy for something new and beautiful and exciting. So can we take the energy of the virus situation, COVID around the world, which pushed many of us into the metaverse? It pushed us online. And in my business personally, in many of my businesses, we're forced online. The first 6 months, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't make much money. I even had 2 of the vice presidents of one of my companies quit. They said, oh, there's no future in this business anymore, you know. This virus is going to kill this business completely. And then suddenly, we found a way to take that problem and turn it into a masterpiece. And I have to say our company is 300 or 400% higher than it was the year before the virus. So can we take this metaverse relationships challenge, and can we turn it into something exciting and beautiful? In the next picture here, there's some very practical stuff you have to do. This is not ancient philosophy. This is just practical advice. There's basic things we have to do once we get forced onto the internet. Once our life is forced, business life, and even our personal life, once we are forced onto the internet, then what we've discovered, all of us, is that you have to learn how to present your best self on the internet, okay? It's a whole different world, you know. We used to go to, in Manhattan, we would go to a place where you could buy the best, it's called Barney's, and we would buy the very best suit in New York City, and you could buy them there. You had to have a lot of money. But if you had a Barney's suit, and then you went to work, then already people took you seriously. People thought, oh, this person is a real executive. This person deserves a big position. But online, we didn't know when the virus started. I don't know about you. I didn't know anything about what's the best camera. I didn't know how to turn on my camera. I didn't know what's the best microphone. I didn't know about settings on recordings. I didn't know anything about a Zoom meeting. I didn't know anything about lighting. I didn't even know how to dress on camera to really project myself and have great relationships online. So I think one of the steps we really have to take in a very basic, practical way is to learn the tech, learn all the things you need to know to be online and to look professional. And there was no definition in the early days of what's professional. But now it's developing. We have to keep up with it, and we have to learn it. And that's part of this level. Okay, next picture here. I'm thinking about, the lady that this lady is talking to is the lady in the big screen. And the lady who's talking to her is the lady in the little screen. That's like me, okay? So I'm doing an online meeting with this other person. And if you think about it, I used to be a living person in an office, in a chair, at my work, and I could gesture, they could look at me, I could walk around, we could talk. And now suddenly, Michael is a 2-inch square on a flat screen, and that's all I am, that's who I am. So I think we need to learn these skills of how to show your real self, how to show somebody who you are in a tiny little 2-inch square on a screen. And so we're going to be going through these kinds of relationships. How to project who you are in a relationship when you are only a 2-inch square picture, okay? All right, next we have a solution for you that we'll be talking about. I like this picture. You can see 4 little guys on the internet cable, and this represents using the classical 4 steps of DCI Global, learning to use the classical 4 steps in an online relationship, okay? How to use the 4 steps to have a successful online relationship. And a friend of mine, our marketing director, Anton Kratasiuk, he was talking to me recently. He said, this why TikTok is so successful as opposed to the other online things like Facebook and Instagram. He says TikTok is so positive, TikTok is so, everyone's encouraging each other, and you're encouraged to be exciting, and it's all about encouraging each other. And if the 4 steps are correct, and if the people you meet online that you want to have good relationship with, if they're also coming from you, then you could use the 4 steps to have a great online relationship. You could push those 4 steps through the internet wires. Okay, next picture here. This is called the 2 husbands in the kitchen. It's a very important DCI principle about how to deal with difficult people. When you have a difficult relationship, someone hurts you, someone says something bad to you, and now online, trolling, right? You have these terrible personal attacks online. And according to the DCI system, if you've studied DCI level 1, 2, 3, then you know that the way people treat us, even online, is coming from how we treat other people, you see? And there's nobody trolling you, there's no one attacking you online who's not coming from you, okay? So somehow you have done something to hurt someone else, and that's coming back to you online. If you understand that, you don't get angry about someone hurting you online. You get very positive and you get excited because you know how to change that criticism into great, great praise. And I personally had this happen. I had people criticizing me online. I used the 4 steps, and now I don't know, there's 148,000 people online telling me how great I am. All right, last picture here. just some personal advice from Geshe Michael, from 69-year-old teacher. Nowadays, a lot of our work is going to be online. A lot of our work will be in the metaverse. But I personally had a problem that I was online for too many hours every day. And I was starting to get dry, and I was starting to lose my excitement, and I was starting to lose the warmth of my relationships online. And my wife, Veronica, she had a great idea. She said, you should get outside, work in the garden, go for a bike ride. We bought some nice bikes. We bought a new rack for the bikes for our car. And we try to get out every day into nature, into fresh air. If your offline life is healthy and you're getting sunlight and you're out in the oxygen and you're seeing nature, then your metaverse relationships are going to be even better, okay? So we're going to be learning all about these ideas and more ideas in this upcoming DCI Level 4 about the secret for great relationships. I'll see you in the next invitation video.